Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Women's Tour episode number 19. So we are out on course here for the U.S. individual time trial. So this is the U.S. Championships. It's not the hardest course. It's only 18 kilometers. There is undulation to it though, and none of my riders are time trialists. So we face a real challenge when it comes to any possibility of actually performing well in this race. But partly for the sake of experience, I brought a full team, and partly for the why not factor, we go for it anyway. We are not far outside of being a potential for a top 10. It's going to require a little bit of a race day condition. So far, Youngworth did have a decent race day condition, but as one of the lowest outside of Top Perez in terms of expectation, there wasn't much to go off of. And so Youngworth, even though Youngworth might have had a small bonus, like Klaus, still even then, no real hope. Top Perez has actually put in the worst time so far, but not far off from everybody else. But that's just how far down that list is. Elizabeth Harden right now 13th. Megan Kelly now slips to that 13th. Youngworth is 11th. So Youngworth actually has the best time, and that was because of that positive race day condition as we go forward. Heidi Franz would be one of my favorites, and you can see actually is passing Shiver. So, hey, we're getting somewhere. But no positive race day condition. In fact, a -1, non-consequential -1, but still. And so as we push towards the end with Franz, I don't expect a big time there. Maybe she can squeeze into the current top 10 as my best time trialist to go so far, but we'll see if Brookshire or Jastrab can put in a little bit better time. But we've got that little bit of energy left that I haven't had with all the riders that can push that final 100 meters. Does get into the top 10 currently at 1 minute and 1 second off pace. Of course, that's not going to hold. One of my top targets of recent times, Emma White, leads overall. Shayna Paulus, and yes, a lot of these are related either through marriage or siblings with other famous American riders. Franz already out of the top 10 now. Klaus is definitely off the pace, and Brookshire has set off. I kind of missed the start on that one, but Brookshire also one of my weakest with just a 60 time trial, so we'll see what Jastrab has. I thought I had a 66, so it must be Jastrab because Franz was only a 64, and that's been the strongest I've seen so far. Ah, there it is. It is Jastrab, and Jastrab does have a nice positive race day condition. I'm going to set her off on a 76, so a +2 for Jastrab gives her a 69 time trial today. Of course, the prologue is a factor as we are halfway in between, and she's only a 57 in that regard. So today, a 62, 69, 62 split down the middle. We're and ever so slightly towards time trial by a few percentage points. So yeah, we're not looking so hot in that regard. So low expectations for today. Like I said, if anything, Jastrab might just squeeze into the top 10. But the top riders, the top 10 favorites, are all after Jastrab, so meaning Emma White might be the only one left of the current that ends up finishing in the top 10. So we almost have to go straight to the top of the order if we have any hope. Heidi Franz in 13th is going to be outside of the top 20 by the time this is done. And I'm thinking at the very least we'd have to be in that top 2 or 3. And we're going to see these times come down really, really quickly. Youngworth's positive race day condition did have an impact, and it's got her up just a couple spots behind Heidi France. So can we do something similar with Jastrab? Hard to say right now. She was 12th at the first time check, and that's including the riders at the end. 5th at the second time check, so in a good place there. But 24 seconds off the pace means probably a little too far back. It's going to put her in this range, and I think that is going to do more damage than we can overcome. We're at least ahead of the rider from this other team right after us. Also, a quick programming note. For one thing, do look for a special PCM20 video. A little advanced look at some things and some expectations. Discussion about new features in the game, and we do get into that range. 3rd place currently, but a little too far off that pace where these riders to come, most of them are going to end up ahead of us. Here's Corin Rivera, one of the favorites. Similar time trialist to us, though, and we're ahead of her for now, so that's good. Kendall Ryan goes 3rd, so ahead of us. We're getting into the better time trialists, and there's a new time, but I think each and every rider from here on out is going to start to placing themselves higher up the order, and they are. So Jastrab's decent time initially is quickly slipping down the order. Alexis Ryan into 4th place, again a little bit ahead of us. Here's Tetrick, Allison Tetrick. Not a great time from her, but it's still a dozen seconds ahead of Jastrab, and that's kind of that key focus, is everybody's moving a little bit higher up the order. So Jastrab down to 10th place as Ali Dragou goes into the lead. Leah Thomas, again, much stronger time trialist, goes 2nd. Amber Nabin. Nabin should put in a top time. Looks like she's having a weak day on the time charts, but it's still enough for 5th, and we're already out of the top 10. Garnier goes to the lead, and here's Chloe Dygert. Chloe Dygert easily goes to the top of the order. Actually, only 19 seconds, but she takes the win as expected, much stronger than everybody else. And we didn't miss it by much. I think we were about 13th in the end, but Emma White hung on to the top 10. That was just about it. The other top 10 riders were all in the final 10-12 riders out there. So just as expected, we were just that little bit too far out, and we end up, 7th as a team? Which, all things considered, it could have been worse. I mean, we could have been a couple minutes worse than these other teams, but 14th for Megan Jastrab. So a top 15 performance, not bad. Not bad. We'll take it. Heidi Fran's 29th. So that was the next closest. But we were just into the thick of the field. We did well in that thick of the field. But the actual time trialists, which weren't many, but the actual time trialists easily went to the top of the order. A couple of them struggled. Kendall Ryan was one of those favorites. She was only 6 seconds better. Ruth Winder, who should have definitely done, a little bit more. One of our targets. Shayna Paulus, okay, not much there. Yeah, you look at the others with similar ratings, and we did fine. We beat most of them. It's where you instantly, the top 12, there's one rider, our blaster, 21-year-old, who put in an excellent time. Maybe a fitness peak, I have no idea, but, something. Last month of dossiers before we get into the signing, we will be skipping to that here very shortly. We've got the U.S. National Championship, the road race, coming up, but then it's going to be into that signing period. So here's where we're at on interest levels with riders now. Harden wants to re-sign, so that's excellent. Stolkers, an unsigned youth climber, is available and really would like to sign. So there's two excellent places to begin our signing period. Of course, the upper targets that we have, we're not getting very far with those right now. Ruth Winder maybe over the next month can get into that moderate interest level. Another young youth rider, Emily Person, a 70 overall Berdour mostly, so flat average but decent lead out potential, decent sprint potential. For us, that would still be a steal. So a rapidly rising interest there on somebody that's only been with us for a month on dossiers. Also, some low-level riders that would like to sign with us is definitely a good sign. Abby Youngworth would like to re-sign. It looks like Brookshire is going to be at maximum soon. We've got a couple other riders. Kendall Ryan now just 10 points away. So Kendall Ryan could be a good addition, though it's mostly the time trial and the flat ability that she adds. Would be a strong domestique more than anything else, but we could shape her over time. Most of these riders I have gone out to request scouting reports, and most of them are done, but I haven't looked necessarily at how they are. So that's something we'll do next month. For now, I've got 6 more points available, and we'll kind of look at who's the best that we can maybe crack into something a little bit better. This is one of the best right now. Actually, Punchy, good time trial. That's a good young rider. So we'll assign a scout and add her to the list. And then we have 1 point remaining, so let's get down into something that involves a single point here. Let's do it this way. Best young rider. 21-year-old sprinter. Sure. USA National Championships, major sponsor objective for me, and it's the last objective that I need to worry about between now and the end of the month, the end of July, where we go on and sign our sponsorship deal for next season and then get into the signing period. So today, it's a big deal. I think we're okay. I think we're going to maximize it regardless of whether we fulfill the objective today. I think I can easily get a top 25, so at the worst we'll have a partial failure. Top 10, possible, but fairly unlikely. Now, I've seen these national races play out very differently than typical races. Reason being, you end up with an unusual number of riders compared to what you normally get. And so you don't get as much organization in the chase as what there typically is. So I've done a very smart thing. I took my weakest rider, or one of my weakest riders anyway, a domestique, and put them into the breakaway. Reason for that is I've seen over and over again the breakaway win these on a much higher rate than what is normal. Now, the reason why I put the worst rider in, I don't expect to win. I'm looking for the top 10. So I'm not wasting a rider for late on. So Hickey, if the breakaway wins, we're guaranteed a top 6. Maybe, if she does well, we can squeeze past somebody and get a top 5. And for that, I've secured that if the breakaway wins it, we're good to go. So at this time, it's actually looking like there's a really good chance of that happening. The gap is out to 14 minutes right now, as we're somewhere between a quarter and a third of the way through this race. Now, that gap can definitely come down. It can definitely get crushed still. But that's a huge gap as it's approaching 15 minutes now. There very well could come a point where the field stops chasing. I'm not getting support from the other riders right now, but I don't care. We're 16 minutes and counting, and at some point, if we put our foot on the gas and they put their foot on the gas, they might close down a minute or two every lap, but they're not going to catch us. So without hurting myself, we continue to pull away at now approaching 17 minutes. And I'm actually going to speed up, not slow down. Now, if they don't want to put in effort, so I'm more about securing the top 10 than anything else and not looking for the win. So if these guys are all taking their foot off the gas thinking we've won this already, I think it's way too early for that. We still have 114 kilometers to go.
There's a mass crash in the back, but it doesn't look too serious.
Again, no help coming. I think I might even just try a gentle attack on this group and see if they don't chase me. But it's out to 18.5 now. I really think we're on our way to winning this. So let's see what happens if I attack away. If I can improve my position a little bit. 20-second gap. There you go. We resettle. And we'll resettle to about a 65 and see what happens. If the gap opens, then now I'm looking at a top 2. We're about to lap the field.
We're into the second half of the race.
We're about to lap the field. You got to be kidding me. It's back together, but we're out to 20 minutes now. If we sit up to a 20, right, the field's going to come back at us. This is a beautiful indication, though, as we are essentially ghosting the field. As we're lapping the field. I've seen front groups lap back markers, but I've never seen the peloton get lapped before. This is crazy. It's out to almost 22 minutes now. And it's all me. As I'm not getting any help from anybody else in the group. But I'm not hurting myself in doing this. And I'm securing that top 10 in doing this. So why not? To me, it makes perfect sense to keep riding. I mean, are they already jockeying for the win amongst each other? Maybe. I mean, shoot, 24 minutes is huge. But if I'm not hurting myself, I might as well. 24 minutes, it's looking more and more likely that the breakaway will win this thing. Finally getting a little support in the group as I went and got some water. Oh, the field's come back at us. They're unlapping themselves, but with as much time there is left, I think now I could start thinking about going for it with Hickey. We're actually even seeing a split in the peloton. -20-minute gap. So keep an eye out. How many laps do we have left to do? 5 laps left to go. And the gap's coming down pretty dang quick. Like really fast. I mean, they just pulled back 5 minutes in 1 lap. Whoa, 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 whoa. Youngworth just got dropped. Youngworth, what's going on? You're one of my stronger riders. I wasn't getting any blinking red, and yet somebody got dropped. That's so typical of this game to do that to me. Gap's down to 14 minutes as well. So it's really coming down, and Hickey's not getting support from the other riders. It's like they want to get caught. Youngworth, let's try to establish contact. There you go. Let's get back up here as quickly as possible because I need to focus on Hickey again and trying to secure a top 10 for the team the easy way. Alright, you've recovered. Let's get back up here. We are getting some support now, which is nice. And it looks like other riders are riding a little bit harder now, so let's try a 67. It's holding at 14 minutes. We've already gone up and over again. We're going to go down the other side here shortly, and that'll leave us with 4 climbs to go. Okay, now we're starting to speed up a little bit. 12:20, but here we go on the climb again. So they've pulled back 10 minutes in, what, 3 laps? But it's 4 laps to go, right? If we speed up, yeah, with this rain maybe. Okay, starting to see a little bit of a blinking red here. It's actually showing. So we'll go in 83. They're starting to chase pretty hard, and it is starting to split the field a little bit. Let's get water one final time as well. 13-minute gap. And just 3 climbs to go. We've got a real shot at this. Really be nice if I got some support in this group. Now they've only gained 40 seconds. Brookshire down in a crash. Brookshire crashing alone. Nobody else crashed with her. Well, her day is done. That leaves Elizabeth Harden and Megan Kelly. Now, Klaus was protecting one of them. I don't know which one. But, okay. Now I know which one. Go ahead and switch that up. And here is Hickey yet again. Still holding at 12:48. So, we are holding the gap, and now we're starting to see an acceleration in this group here in these final 3 laps. Oh, now Youngworth goes down. Not alone this time, but only 2 riders. Faulkner with us. Brookshire actually regained contact with the peloton. So they're actually not even chasing that hard. I think they've given up. Oh, we're seeing an attack. It's Rivera. This is the kind of thing to get into. Jastrab, go. And we will leave Harden open.
The back is not fighting for it. It's clear as day. That's really a punchy attack.
If we can get away with Rivera. Come on, Megan. Okay. They pulled in Rivera. So they cared about Rivera, but they don't care about us. Now we're starting to get attacks from here, going for the win. Heath not working with me, so we'll not accelerate through here. Once again, no support. And also, once again, a rider off the back from this group has attacked. Is it Rivera once again? It is Rivera.
Attack with the finishing line within reach.
Heath also attacked. I got a lot to watch right now.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
My turn. They haven't been working with me all day. I'm looking at either a top 6 or going for the win. So we'll do what we can. I think they're only interested when I get away, and that's quite evident. So at 12 minutes and just 1 lap to go, this is it. So I am going to sit up and relax a bit, recover. We'll wait. But Corn Rivera again attacks from here. Ray Simpson out after that earlier crash. Hickey got dropped. Somebody attacked the group, I see. Oh gosh, and another crash.
There's reports of a group of riders taking a tumble, but apparently they all managed to set off again.
Another crash. Franz Brookshire caught up this time, so there goes our actual chances of a top 10 outside of this chance. Who are we chasing? Heath. Heath again going for it. And we're coming up on the final climb, so now is the time. Hickey in a good place, actually. Jastrab is the one chasing, sorry. Why don't you attack, actually, and then everybody else in the group. No. These guys. I'm gonna hold here. Jastrab trying to go for that 7th place. Here we go. So Hickey into a decent position. Hickey's got no advantage in any way, shape, or form. So this is it. We have definitely gone clear. We're definitely got our top 10, which is awesome. But what can I do, if anything? Well, I've got to attack early because I've got 0 chance of beating this group head-to-head. So we get that early start. We're 9 seconds ahead. It's 1K to go. Now as we go over the top, can we sprint and hang on to it? Will Hickey be the champion? No, she will not. Can we hang on for at least an advanced position ahead of the others? It looks like we might get a podium even. Florian, who was one of my targets actually. Oh, 4th place. Oh, I thought we had it. Jastrab, meanwhile, is clear, but is done already. So she's just got to go at her pace, 99 all the way to the finish, and that's not going very far. But I've got 3 riders here. We will line them up. What do we have? Kelly is a good climber, has a little bit of speed. Harden, Klaus does not have the sprint. Well, has the sprint, but does not have anything. So we're going to have Klaus go first. But do I want to ride for who's got the better stamina? I can already see that Jastrab's going to get reeled in here shortly, so we're going to attack now with Klaus. Just 28 in the peloton.
An attack is launched. The group has to break apart.
There's Jastrab reeled in. And Klaus got me further than expected, actually. So on to Megan Kelly with 2.6K to go. Leading out Elizabeth Harden. And Klaus is blocking me off. Awesome work there. Awesome work. Really appreciate that. 1.8K. And it's actually worked out pretty well for us, as Kelly has given me a bit of an advantage. And with 1K to go, here is Harden still with energy and a real shot at adding to our top 10. Rivera and Kendall Ryan. Oh, Alexis Ryan, my bad. Corn Rivera 9th, Klaus 10th, Harden 11th. So we had just missed what would have been the top 10, but luckily, Cassidy Hickey, 4th place. Really excellent finish. Kelly 16th, Daggert Owen in 17th, Nabin in 18th, So we beat the best. Florian is one of my targets. And one of the easier ones. We might be able to sign her. She'll have the U.S. National Championship jersey for next season, and well, from now until this point next season. So the bulk of it being next season. Excited by that prospect. It would be nice if we can get her signed. But with this done, U.S. Championships behind us, even though we are almost a month away, next episode I will see you right at the end of July. So last day of July, and then we'll move into our signing period. That'll be the main focus for next season. And then we'll be kind of just cruising to the end of the year with whatever's left of that episode, if I even have anything left of that episode. Let me know in the comments below. Well, you know what? I'll have recorded it. No, I won't. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below if you would like to see a whole episode dedicated to the signing period. No races, maybe one at the end of the episode, just for something. But all or most of the episode dedicated just to the signing period, kind of that behind the scenes part of the game. I know this is such a key element of the game, but where the team goes, how we grow, how we get there, I think is really important. And I think that there's definitely a chunk of the audience that does want to see that. So let me know in the comments if that is something you'd like to see. We are successful here, not only in getting our top 10, but we squeeze out a top 5, almost getting the podium, missing it by mere millimeters. But Florian is the U.S. national champion. So just a 70 on the flat. But yes, that is somebody that I am targeting. You can see that she's a bit more balanced than a lot of the riders that I have, even though she's just a 66. Would probably be, as a Barradour, pretty cheap to sign. And that's why I picked her up as an option. And what is her potential? Yeah, not high. Wow, and she doesn't even feel well. She's ill. She might feel well now after that race. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.